Hey everyone, it is really late, but I honestly cannot go to sleep without telling you something that I have discovered in the last 24 hours, guys, because it's really just rocked my world. And for those of you that don't know the personal history behind it, I have a child that is different. I used to think that she had ADHD, that disorder that so many kids today have. But when you read the blog, you'll realize that I have come to terms that it's just a difference. And so I feel like the Lord has led me to some videos this week that I'm going to share at the bottom of this blog that you can go and watch, because one's 24 minutes and the one's about 15, so they're a little bit lengthy. But I had to share my personal testimony about what I've learned and the fact that today I really don't feel like kids have ADD or ADHD. And a doctor that I really admire, his name is Bill Sears. He's a pediatrician, has been practicing for over 40 years. In his video, enlightens us on the fact that kids don't have ADD, they have NDD. And what that is a nutritional deficit disorder. And it just goes right along with what I'm learning as far as we are what we eat and we become what we eat. And he puts it perfectly. If you put junk food in, you're going to get junk out. You're going to get junk learning, junk attitude. And more importantly, he goes into what we can do about it. So his example is he has a mom that comes into the office and she sits down and she says, "Hey, teachers think Johnny has ADD. Can you help him?" And he says, "Sure, tell me what he's had for breakfast or what he eats on a typical morning for breakfast." And she says, some sugary cereal or a Pop-Tart, something like that, and washes it down with some orange juice. He says, "Okay, what does he have for a snack?" Well, he doesn't have a snack. He doesn't have time at school for a snack. "Okay, what does he have for lunch?" And she says, "Well, the typical cafeteria lunch," which we know is just absent of any sort of nutritional value. And he says, "Okay, I'm going to tell you that Johnny doesn't have ADD, he has NDD." And she looks at him, terrified that she doesn't want him to have that either, saying that he is not getting fed the proper nutrients. Therefore, he has a little brain inside, which is made up of 60% fat that is not getting fed properly. So he pulls out a prescription and he writes "Go fish" on it. And he says his cure, his remedy for ADD is eating oily fish such as salmon and omega-3s, DHA, EPA. So I'm sitting here and I'm actually walking outside when I'm listening to this video going, why don't I know this? Why have I not heard this? I've actually taken her to a pediatrician and we've had the whole paper assessment that they do at school, we do at home to compare, and not once has anyone ever said, "Hey, do you have her on fish oil, or do you give her salmon regularly?" No, of course drugs come to mind, but no, I've not once even considered that, because it's not that severe. It's just that I don't want it to become a learning issue for her, and maybe a lot of it is more my acceptance that she is just different. And so that's a big epiphany to me that I'm reckoning with. But I just find it interesting that not once anyone has said, "Hey, little brains like that, they need to be given high fat, really good fat meals every day." And I'm even a mom that I consider myself pretty aware of what my kids eat. We don't eat a lot of sugar, but anyway, long story short, I had to share that little tidbit that if you know someone or your own child is struggling or being labeled ADD, ADHD, do you have them on a good fish oil? The thing to know is that it needs to be a marine blue. The other video I link with Dr. Bob says he does a anchovy omegas because it has less toxins in it. And I think he says 500 to 1,000 milligrams. So, had to pass that along. Other thing is, kids need frequent snacks. And another thing they suggested is walnuts and other good high fats. Really limit the trans fats, such as in French fries. And all this is in the videos. I don't want to go into in great detail because I'm not the professional, but I'm the one that it made an impact on, because I feel like it's a very easy remedy that we all need to be sharing with one another. So go watch the links. Just know that I feel enlightened, and I hope you do too. And I'm anxious to start this in my family with myself even. I feel like I have some attention deficit stuff that I just am scattered brain, start laundry, start dinner, nothing ever gets done. So I'm going to start on myself and kind of maybe touch base in a month or two and see how things are going. But I hope you all have a great night, and God bless.